Now I turn to my friend Najib Mohammed Kidwai Saab to give his perspective as I introduced him as one of the most progressive leading light of Pakistan and a crusader for human rights of people of Pakistan and minorities in particular. Being a progressive and belonging to Sindh, he is more privy to all the discriminations in Sindh, in Balochistan, and in other parts of the Pakistan. So, Muhammad Kidwai Saab, floor is yours.
Kidwai Saab, you will have to unmute yourself.
Please unmute yourself.
No, you are muted again.
Is he muted again?
No, now he's unmuted. Now you are unmuted.
Please go ahead. No, he's muted again.
I'm just getting him to unmute again. Kidwai Saab, you are still in mute mode. You will have to unmute.
Kidwai Saab, please unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not audible.
Yes, that's fine, Kidwai Saab. You can go ahead. Only thing is you are not audible. Kidwai Saab, you are not audible. You'll have to check the settings of your device. He's muted. Banjab, he's muted again.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes, he is now unmuted, but he's not audible.
I don't know. Seems like some issue with the device that he's using.
I think he should look at the audio setting, which
Yeah.
is on the right-hand bottom of the screen. Please look at the audio setting. If that is at 0, then we won't hear him.
I think just give him some more time. You can move
Yeah,
to
we're giving.
the next speaker so you can try to see what's happening there.
I would like to call upon Mubashir Aslam Saab if he has some views on the subject. Mubashir Saab, do you have views on the subject? Would you enlighten us on this?
It's difficult for me to say something on this subject because I'm not prepared.
Whatever random thoughts you have, we can be enlightened on by them also. No problem.
Whatever is said here,
Yes.
all the respected speakers, I totally agree with them. And we, being a progressive, suffered a lot during different dictatorial and democratic systems in Pakistan. So there was not a big difference between them. And all our leaders, unfortunately, they could not address this subject properly. and a lot of especially persons in Balochistan and Sindh, they suffered too much due to this policies of.
Is it sure?
So we always try to struggle against these policies, but unfortunately, we have to so better you call some other speaker because
I can
I could not,
appreciate that you have suffered, your family has suffered a lot. I can understand that. So, Mohammed Kidwai Sahab, are you back? Kidwai Sahab? Yes, I think he's back.
Yes, he's back and he is unmuted. His video is on.
But his audio is not functional.
I think it's some device settings rather than it's nothing to do with the conference thing. It has got to do something with his device settings.
But initially, when he logged in, he was audible.
Yeah, he was audible. In fact, we could hear him that time.
I think Bashani Sahab can call him up to set right his audio.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call him so you guys can move to the next speaker. So let me try to call him again.
We have with us our another rising star from Kashmir. And I know he has lots of thoughts going on at the moment. He's heading a very powerful movement, but the subject is not that. Subject is status of minorities in Pakistan. I hope if he has some random thoughts on that subject, we will feel enlightened if he gives us the benefit of his wisdom on and his thoughts on the subject, please. Muzaffar Shah Sahab.
Ban Sahab, Adab.
Adab, adab.
Thank you for inviting me onto this webinar. Unfortunately, I got stuck, could not reach home in time. And I see a few faces there. And particularly, I see Mr. Hamid Bashani. Hamid Bashani Sahab, if you also remember, when we tried to do the intra-Kashmir, J&K intra-Kashmir Conference for Peace, when late Shah Sahab tried to organize that, Hamid Bashani was one of the very few people who decided to come to Jammu.
Yes.
And unfortunately, at the last fag towards the end of the period that was fixed for it, I remember it was 17th of February 2001. Government of India, unfortunately, at that time, finally disallowed visas to people coming in from all over the world to join the conference. Anyway, that was a different subject. This is a different subject, and I could not hear many people. I wanted to hear some more people from Pakistan talk about status of minorities and the rights of minorities. Though, as you rightly said, my subject today is very, very different, but nonetheless, coming from Kashmir, the same homeland as you, and I can see many other Kashmiri friends there. My salams to all of them, and from people, particularly also from Pakistan, who are in this conference. My respects to all of them, my salams to all of them, and a good initiative from your side, Ban Sahab and Sunil ji, for hosting such type of a subject. I would only like to add, as Kashmiris, as you know, most of the panelists I see there, we have a very, very different view on minorities. Apart from the unfortunate incident that, or incidents that happened since 1990s, and which at times even continue till now, we have had a very different upbringing as Kashmiris, whether Muslims or Kashmiri Pandits, and we hold our minorities very, very dear to us. And as a matter of fact, only just 3 days ago, we had one death in a place called Maisuma. My friends from Pakistan might have heard about this place, a very, very known place in the Srinagar city, a hotbed of trouble from decades. Ban Saab will vouch for that. And we lost one Kashmiri Pandit brother of old age, and not many people from his family were there. Well, the entire Maisuma locality, they performed the last rites of this Kashmiri Pandit brother who lost his life. So we look at minorities like that. We love our minorities. In Kashmir, though we are a minority in the country, in India. And what I hear about minorities in Pakistan and all, that's very, well, it's pretty appalling. And we do have some problems here also since the last, particularly since the last some years.
Shah Saab, something wrong with your connection?
So is Mohammed Kidwai Saab back? Is his audio working?
Kidwai Saab?
Kidwai Saab, आपका वो चल रहा
Can you
है?
hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear.
yes, please.
Yes.
Kidwai Saab is online. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I shut off the computer and then restarted.
Yeah, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. As I said earlier, that yeah, you guys can hear me now.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'd like to clarify one thing Mr. Khan has given. I'm not sure you guys can hear me.
No, we can hear you.
We are hearing.
We can hear you, Kidwai Saab.
Okay, so I would like to clarify Khan's statement. Says Pakistan has 5 nationalities, and he included Mahajir as well. By the definition of nationalities, Mahajir is not a nationality. They need a land. They are volunteers. They migrate for their own interest. So Pakistan has only 4 nationalities: Punjabis, Sindhis, Balochis, and Pashtun. Mahajir they are all over Pakistan. They came from East Punjab, they came from Kashmir, they came from all over India to settle in Pakistan for their own reasons. So this is one issue. As a progressive, this is very important, as I mentioned in the beginning. Okay. People who live in Sindh, they are Sindhi. I was born in Karachi, so I do not call myself a Mahajir. My parents may be Mahajir because they migrated. I never migrated. I migrated to Canada. So I am here for more than 25 years. Now I do not call myself a migrant. I am a citizen. My children are citizens. They're born here. So this is one issue. On the subject of minorities in Pakistan, I have written a simple essay, you can say, on this issue, because people have already spoken about the constitutional history, about and the views of Quaid-e-Azam, everything. Those are all idealism. What is happening on the ground, that is important. So in the beginning, so I start whatever I have written myself. The status of minorities in Pakistan is usually portrayed as anything as peaceful. However, minorities are facing or experiencing discrimination, violence, and exclusion on day-to-day basis. In general, their issues range from lack of access of education, sanitation, healthcare, and limited job opportunities. Minorities in Pakistan faces all kinds of violences such as abduction, forced conversion, accusation of blasphemy, target killing, frequent attack on places of worship, few to mention. It means that minorities in Pakistan have little or no normal life, and life constantly under threat and worries for their life and families' well-being. Pakistan minorities consist of Christian, Hindus, Ahmadis, Sikh, Shias community. Here to mention, Shia are part of mainstream Islam, because in Islam there is two major sects, Sunni and Shias, and then Shia have different sects. But in Pakistan, mostly maybe we hear about Hazara Shia who live near Quetta in Balochistan, and they are mostly targeted in those areas because fundamental movement and lawlessness is more in those areas. So still here we call them a minority, Shia minority, but they are part of a mainstream religion. Their votes are cast as a Muslim vote. So this is a small clarification. Pakistan minorities, I would like to stick it in mind. Rather than are only shared by many Pakistani citizens as well. Yeah, I like to mention this as well. These issues which our minorities are facing, particularly these issues of abduction, forced killing, target killing, or even these days are day-to-day basis. Different Pakistanis groups, especially guys who are for civil liberties, who want rules of law, they are also targeted. So there is a great, vast majority of the population are under the same threat as minorities because of the state machinery, legal system, number of areas, especially human rights, are not obeyed as per even 1973 Constitution. This means Pakistan is not only a dangerous place for minorities, but indeed for a great number of its own citizens who demand rule of law, equal opportunity for all its citizens with any discrimination. I would like to point out also that some of the legal framework of the state itself only be interpreted that only Muslims are full citizens with guaranteed right. Therefore, minorities are more vulnerable. At the end of the day, all minorities are equal victim of a peaceful or perceived collective rejection on the part of the Pakistan state and its society. Overall, the society behavior, they just turn over their back on minorities. If they see anything happening, they don't say anything. So they face day-to-day basis in their life. In final analysis, minorities are locked to a permanent and unchanging present with no hope for improvement, while the larger society around them is constantly evolving. So this is my small contribution. So we can open the discussion and take from there. Thank you, everybody. Sorry again, in the beginning, I was frozen.
Thank you, Kidwai Saab. You made a very pertinent intervention and said, thank you. You made a very pertinent intervention and said that if I have to sum it up, like saying that for past several decades, the successive governments in Pakistan have created and perpetrated institutionalized discrimination against the members of the religious minority group. And discrimination in law and practice is still witnessed notably through many oppressive laws the absence of the codified personal law for Hindus and Sikhs, and the lack of effective representation for religious minority groups. The hatred is being fomented in society through the inappropriate representation of minorities in curricula and circular and school textbooks, and children are being denied the right to choose the religion they wish to study, if any. The Pakistan authorities have failed so far to ensure equality, dignity, rule of law, and protection of human rights to all Pakistanis, particularly to those religious minorities. And it is in serious violation of international human rights law, including the two international codes of civil and political rights and economic, social, and cultural rights. I think now this is the high time for the global community to urge upon Pakistan to protect the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, and to protect religious minorities from all forms of violence and discrimination. Pakistan should be told to repeal all the discriminatory laws and Ahmadi specific laws and amend its domestic legislation to bring it into line with the international human rights standards. If Pakistan has to live as a civilized nation in the Committee of Nations, then it has to end all the discriminations against its own people, and its ruling party has to end its repression against the political opponents and the religious group in particular. So a feeling of lasting peace will come to South Asia only once Pakistan changes its behavior and stops discrimination on the religious grounds and violence committed in the name of religion, including targeted attacks and acts of terror committed in retaliation for alleged blasphemy or criticism of the religion. And as I said, in conclusion, I will once again say that Muhammad Ali Jinnah Sahab had dreamt of a nation of Pakistan based on equality and democracy. But it has shifted from Jinnah's ideal to Jihadi's ideal of total discrimination and violence. Thank you, gentlemen, for having spared time and given your brilliant thoughts on the subject. We are enlightened, and as Sunil said that it would be recorded and its recording proceedings would be shared with all the participants. I thank you once again from the bottom of my heart that a subject which was dear to all of us is very, very essential to be discussed and debated upon in the interest of the peace of South Asian region, because we belong to the South Asian region. There are many contradictions coming up in the region. Therefore, for the betterment and peace and prosperity of all the peoples living in South Asian region, we need to discuss, debate, and try to advise the respective governments of all the states in the South Asian region to improve the lot of their own people, particularly the minorities. Thank you very much. Adab.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for all the participants. We had a very enlightening session, and I will now close the recording and we can all log off. Thank you once again.
Thank you.